Welcome back to the 0% podcast. My name is Jake.
I'm Ethan, otherwise known as Prodigy Comics. I make superhero web comics, so check that out. Link will be to my Instagram and the webcomic itself in the description below. That fancy intro you just heard was made by OBG Music. His link to his Instagram and shit will be in the description below as well. He has shit on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, everything. He makes pretty good stuff, and I think he's about to come out with a new album. Pretty good beats and chill stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, well, it's like September or something, right? Is that what he said?
I don't fucking know.
Should it be coming out like end of September?
I don't know his life.
It might not be, and we might just be lying to everyone, but I think he told me end of September. I don't know.
We also...
we have a Discord server!
We have Discord server. Link to that will be everything you need is in the description. So check it out. You want to join and chat with us? Our username is down there as well.
And talk to us. And maybe even at some point, eventually, we might start like actually getting into voice calls.
Some point. And wherever you're listening to this, we're everywhere. So YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you want. I wanted to start this episode. Actually, that actually made me remember something. That Spotify can go fuck itself. All these music companies can go fuck themselves, because I literally got on Spotify last night. My subscription just ran out, and I was on normal Spotify. I wanted to like a song so I could put that into my playlist, and
no,
they make it so fucking difficult, and I had to listen to 5 ads. 5 ads. And each one was like 15 to 20 seconds. So I sat there for like 2 minutes, just looking at ads.
Yeah, Spotify without premium. Like if you're using Spotify for music and you don't have premium, it's fucking terrible. It's literally awful.
It's insane.
I wouldn't be able to survive using that. It's
fucking crazy, bruh. Like, man, I gotta. I guess there's no other option, I suppose. But I mean, I'd like. Well, no, I wouldn't like to pay for music, to be honest with you.
I mean, free Spotify for podcasts is pretty good.
Music is too expensive.
No issue with that. But yeah, music companies just gobble up all your money. And the fucking, they always put out deals like with so many different people just hoping that they might pop off, that almost everyone that ends up in the music fucking industry gets ripped off because of these fucking companies.
It's going to happen to Brian one day.
It's going to happen to Brian 100%. There's no doubt about that.
How much would you pay for a digital album?
Like, maybe $5.
Honestly, I'd pay how many songs are we talking?
Oh, digital albums typically, because of vinyl format, you can only fit 42 minutes or so on each for a full album on a record. So almost every album is about 42 minutes, or double that for a double album, which would be 2 records. So
a lot of albums that I've heard are not 42 minutes, bruh. It's a fucking long as shit album.
That's like that's not a long as shit album. That's like a standard time frame for an album because of the way that vinyl is made.
That's long as fuck.
No, it's not.
A lot of my favorite bands make albums that are, let's see, if they have like 12 songs, 12 times 3 is 36 minutes. So that's 42 minutes is long. It's pretty fucking long for an album.
I mean, 36 isn't like a terrible album length. But you also mainly listen to
a 40-minute album.
You mainly listen to like nobody indie bands that aren't going to be making vinyl records anyway. And if they did want to make a vinyl record, then it would just like end.
You think that Drake makes vinyl records, bro?
Yeah. I 100% guaranteed Drake makes vinyl records. I'll find one right now.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
That's next level. Like who's the target audience for that? Drake people fans who listen to vinyl records.
People like me. I have a fucking Post Malone vinyl record.
Yeah, but you don't listen to Drake. That's different. Drake fans listening to vinyl records. That's like Bad Bunny vinyl records.
$35.99. If you're reading this, it's too late record. Take Care record. Views vinyl record. He's got so many vinyls.
Jesus. Whoever, bruh, you have to be a different type of person to listen to Drake vinyls.
I mean,
What in the world?
I don't know. I think this was actually... Okay, I think that listening to vinyl records is the best way to listen to music. I'm one of those people.
No one cares, bro. Go make your music podcast already, bro. Find your music guest or your music co-host.
I'm gonna talk about this.
It's literally just it's the same. It's the same as just having a speaker, a good speaker.
No, it's not, because when you have vinyl, I would not say sounds better, by the way. Because that's what most people say, because of vinyl records were still big and they were still, they were kind of dwindling off early 2000s, late 90s, when MP3 became a thing. And that MP3 back then sounded awful, and you couldn't find fucking headphones that sounded decent back then. So vinyl records, it made sense for someone to say, yeah, vinyl sounds better back then. But with today's digital music, it's just not the case. It's not true. Digital music these days sounds fucking great. It sounds phenomenal. But when you're listening to music on your phone, on Spotify or something, and you're listening to a song and you're like, nah, I don't want to listen to this. I'm just going to skip to the next one. That's fine. I do that all the time. But when you listen to a vinyl record, I don't know what it is. It's just like you're inclined to just listen to the entire thing and experience it. I have heard songs like I have a friend that showed me a song. He's like, man, I really like this song. I was like, this song's fucking ass. Like, I didn't care for it at all. I thought it was kind of shitty. Bro. And then I do like that band though. So I got a record from that band. It's called Wet Leg. And I listened to the whole album. I'm like, this is a great album. And that song is on the album. And a bad song fitting nicely into a good album, I could learn to love that song because of that. Because I listened to it all at once. It's a whole thing. It's relaxing. I don't know. There's something kind of mesmerizing also about like looking at the thing like spin. It's mechanical. It's a thing that's like real. You know what I mean?
I guess. I mean, it's just like, I'm a hipster. I like the aesthetic, bruh. Like, I don't care. Like, there's some albums that I will genuinely say, some of the songs in there, like, bring it down a peg. I mean, that's just all albums. Like, that's just the way it is. There's not gonna be like, it's a part of the album and I learned to love it. No, like, there's some songs that are ass in a good album. Like,
I mean, well, yeah, there's going to be, songs that aren't as good in every album, but still, I could definitely learn to love that song. Like, when I listen to an album, I'm like head bobbing the entire thing,
Bruh.
If I like the album,
I'm headbanging the entire thing.
I'm not headbanging. I'm like, doing a little boogie, I'm having a good time. I usually like listen to vinyl records like while I'm doing dishes and just like making coffee and shit. Like morning, I listen to vinyl records in the morning when I'm like doing chores on my days off and drinking coffee and shit. And it's just it's a relaxing atmosphere. It's great.
Well, everyone's just waiting for you to release your gay-ass fucking music podcast already. So hurry up and do that if you want relaxing time. You're not going to get that here. It's only good for aesthetic. It's only good for... It's literally the same... It's the same exact thing that I would get from buying a projector and having like a screen in my room and watching movies on there instead of on TV. Like, I can have a nice ass... No, you can have a really good projector. I mean, I could have a nice ass like 4K TV, but it's like, oh, it feels better if you're like sitting in your comfy chair eating popcorn and watching a movie off a projector because it feels more real. It's the same shit. It's the same thing because you're still watching the same movie. It's still ultimately, it's not gonna be like the same quality, but the picture is the same in a sense. It's just on a different screen. I mean, it's. It's just about the feeling it gives you. It's the aesthetic. It's such a freaking hipster.
I've never heard anyone like rave over projectors, though.
They do. They do.
Like, I mean, maybe in your like
people
movie corner of the internet that you sit in a lot.
No, it's literally just a common thing of like go in your backyard and play something on your projector, and it's like one of the best experiences of your life. Like that's a memory right there. That's a bop. That's a vibe. You don't know about that. You don't know people do that.
I mean, like, I know people.
That's like core childhood memories for people is to watch movies in their backyard on a projector.
Watching movies on a projector to me was always just like, okay, I can have a bigger screen for not the price of a TV, Like that's what it always was to me.
There's a reason why drive-in theaters are still a thing, even though drive-in theaters are it's like one of the worst ways you could possibly watch a fucking movie.
Terrible.
It's a terrible way to watch a movie, but it's a vibe. Art is about the feeling you get. That's the whole point. Is music and movies and shit. It's about the feeling. It doesn't matter if you're watching 4K surround sound. It's all about the feeling. So, yeah, I mean, if that was your argument topic, then basically we're introducing a new show here where me and Jake, maybe not a new show, maybe we'll do it every other week, but we're gonna
segment every so often whenever
we're gonna have a segment where we want to argue about something, and I feel like my topic of argument is going to be much better than that, because that is like, oh, vinyl is the best way to like fuck you. No, who gives a fuck about vinyl, bro?
It's good. It's fucking good. And you can call me a faggot all you want. I know that people look at me, a fucking hipster. You listen to fucking vinyl records? What the fuck? It's good. It's mesmerizing. It's literally just like you're listening to it, and it's all just like in the whole house, and you're just like chilling, and you had to like
makes
put
blood
the
flow
thing there,
go down to my groin,
and it gets really big.
My
you
argument.
like take the big flat thingy and you put it on the thing, and then you take the arm and you have to move it just right and put it right there, and then you push a little lever down so it goes down, and then it starts spinning.
The pump,
and then you hear all the sounds.
You take the pump and you inject
it
into your penis and you start pumping it so it.
And
so
dude,
it gets up again.
Oh my god! Ever since I got into vinyl records, I've started to fucking hate the like synthetic sound of vinyl that people put in their digital music.
The hell?
Because like I'll play like a vinyl record and the track has the sound of like vinyl being played. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And and every time it happens, I'm like, what's wrong with my record player?
Bro, this is a you problem. I doubt our audience. I doubt anyone in our audience. Maybe 2 people own a vinyl player.
You know what? If you out there are a big music company, you're a big
sponsor
producer,
our show. Or one of the hosts does not give a shit.
First of all, and second of all, if you're going to make vinyl versions of your music that you're producing, take the fucking fake vinyl record sounding shit out of it.
Because most people don't have vinyls. They don't care.
Well, take that out of your vinyl record. When you're doing the vinyl record, take the fake vinyl sound out. Because that's garbage.
My argument is much better.
What?
My argument is
your argument's trash.
Tall people don't deserve sympathy.
That's what?
Tall people deserve everything bad that happens in their lives.
I changed mine. Short people are fucking little stupid little crybaby poopy pants bitches.
Short people are actually on average smarter than everyone else. So that's
they're
actually
little crybabies. And they're victims all the time.
We actually are. That is true. But tall people don't deserve to be happy. They don't deserve everything that they have, and they don't deserve sympathy when bad things happen to them.
Yeah, we can just take it though.
You basically
no one will stop us from just taking it.
You basically live your life on easy mode, and so I would like to hear some kind of rebuttal to that.
Of tall people don't deserve sympathy.
They don't deserve to be happy. They don't deserve what they have. They don't deserve sympathy for. They have life on easy mode.
Me as a 6'2" male, I cannot think of a rebuttal.
Exactly.
People don't.
Exactly, because you know that you're privileged. You're privileged. You're privileged. You don't understand life on hard mode. You live life easy. You see,
no.
It's statistically.
My life has been very hard. Okay, pretty fucking hard. And I am now tall. I wasn't tall when I was a kid. So
okay, you turned tall when you're like what, 14?
Yeah.
Exactly. Good for you, bruh. It's literally like the last 10 years of your life.
Imagine looking at giants around you and cowering in fear, and having to I don't have to imagine a show where no one can throw fists at you because you're just talking into a microphone and be like, those big giants that oppress us? Fuck them.
No. You know what's crazy is that every time a lot of times when I talk shit to people on the internet, they say, you wouldn't say it to my face, but I definitely would.
No, you're hiding behind your screen.
Yeah, I'm a keyboard warrior. But tall people, I mean, like you have your life so easy. It's statistics that tall people are get promotions easier. They succeed in job interviews easier. They get women easier. They fit in like with society easier.
Okay,
people just like them.
Statistically,
just
that may be
tall.
true. But think about it this way: tall people, like I don't go around all day thinking about I'm a tall guy. No, I just think
No, because you
I'm
don't need to.
guy.
It's the same
I'm
shit as like
dude.
a woman.
But
it's the same shit.
not having to sit there and fucking be ashamed of my shortness. I have more time and more thought effort to just think of like being me and being like a charismatic dude and just, like being confident. Like,
you don't
I
understand
just
anything.
Just be that
this is
because
the whole,
I'm tall.
See, this is the whole veil that tallness has the privilege of tallness has given you power. Is because you think that I just sit here and just dwell on the fact that I'm short. No, I live my life and just be myself. But then society doesn't let
your feet
me.
With your head down, just like, man, all these
Society
tall
doesn't
dudes are
fucking
all
let me. If I walk up, let's say I walk up to a group of girls right now, and I say, "Hey, ladies," I just say that. You think they're gonna give a fuck about me? But if you did it and you're 6'2", they would probably have a different. I guarantee, even though it's a cringy thing to say, "Hey, ladies," if we both said something cringy like that to them, they would have a different reaction to you because you're tall. You would fit in more. You'd be more accepted simply because you're tall. So it's not the fact that I'm dwelling on the fact that I'm short. Like, bruh, no, it's literally society will not let me live my life the way I would like to live my life.
So because I'm naturally pretty tall, like I'm a little over average. Just because I'm naturally
you should
tall,
have shame. You should have shame.
You gotta handicap tall people.
Yeah.
It's like we should willingly be handicapped.
If you're tall, you should literally like bow on your knees when I walk through the room.
Yeah, I have to walk around on my knees when I talk to girls.
Yeah. It's like
what you're saying makes no sense. I mean, I get where it's coming from, but just because I am a naturally tall person means I don't deserve happiness or sympathy or anything.
Okay, you can have happiness, sure, if you work for it. But tall people get things easier than people. So you don't deserve, like, okay. Tall people often are unaware of the gift and privilege that they have. So if you are if you're not appreciative of what you have,
we're aware.
then you
don't know.
deserve
Every single time I've written 6'2" on my Tinder bio and it's real, it's true, I feel a little bit good about that.
If
like,
you don't appreciate what you have. So if you get a girlfriend and you don't appreciate the fact that you have a girlfriend and you're tall as fuck, then you don't deserve what you have, basically. You should be basically thanking God every night before bed that he made you tall.
I get down on my knees and I like put my hands together and I pray to God and I'm like, thank you, God, for making me a tall man. I will fuck a lot and have kids.
Yes. Yes, basically. And if something bad happens to a tall person, I have no sympathy because they'll get back on their feet then the next day, bro. They're like, shit's always good for tall people. It's always good. There's never lows. It's always highs. Figuratively and literally. Like
fucking
your lives are so good. Your lives are so
My life
good.
is so good
that if something bad happens to you, I simply do not care because I just know it's gonna be fixed. Let me tell you something, buddy. Let's get personal. Let's get personal now. Let's get personal now. You want to save it? You want to say personal talk for the Patreon coming soon someday? But no, we're starting it now on this episode.
Okay, get personal with me.
So recently in Jake's life, a few months ago, I guess, your girlfriend broke up with you. But now you're back together. Now here's what happened. Basically, omitting
don't get into the
detail.
details.
Yeah, omitting tons of detail. But what happened was the fact that she broke up with you, but you still lived with her, and she started to notice that, dang, I kind of miss being in a relationship with him because y'all live together, you're around each other a lot. Eventually, you started sleeping.
And I'm a good ass dude. I'm a great dude.
You started sleeping in the same bed again because why would I just keep sleeping on the couch? You know, so you sleep in the same bed.
It was hurting my back and it was breaking the couch.
I cannot tell you with confidence or certainty whatsoever that if I had the exact same situation as you, and usually for me, I'm about the same height as girls that I'm with, or maybe 1 inch to 2 inches taller, I cannot, with a shadow of doubt, say that if I was in the exact 1-for-1 situation as you, that I would have attracted, because she literally, like, one of the major factors of her wanting to be with you again is the fact that she was horny as fuck and needed that fucking tall D again, bro. That's one of the major fucking factors. I can 100% for me, if I was with a girl and I was the same height as her, I guarantee that she would not be like yearning my cock. Like she would not be like just missing my fucking penis in her.
What she told me today.
What?
She told me that I should get a neck tattoo and become her Viking sex god.
That would not happen with me. That would never happen with me. I can 100% without a doubt tell you that I would be on the streets by now.
You can get more of that info on the Patreon coming soon.
She would, if I had a girlfriend who was the same height as me and I had the exact situation with you 1-to-1, we would not be bad together. That would have not have happened. So that is your life is easy. It's easy just because you were inherently just desirable to women simply because you were tall.
We watched The Northman the other day, and that's like got her like fucking horned up for Vikings, and she's like, "You look like a Viking." Tells me that I look like a Viking all the time now, and I'm like,
it's basically a factor of I deserve everything good that happens to me because I have to actually work for it, pretty much. Like, if I get respect from people, I had to actually work for it. If I get a girl, I had to actually work probably much harder because of the fact that they are extremely shallow and need someone who's taller than them and not the same height. I don't know why it matters so much, you know? So everything that I have that makes me happy and successful, I worked for. Whereas you probably had to work slightly less than what I had to.
I don't know, like to get to where I am, think about I did concrete construction, right? That was a tough job. That was not easy. They would have chosen me over you because I look stronger and I am stronger. And look more like I'm able to handle physical labor.
That has nothing to do with where you're at now.
When it probably, it kind of does. If you were trying to get like an office job, that wouldn't be the case. They wouldn't be looking at me being like, "You get the job because you look like you can handle physical labor."
No, it's literally, it is a thing that they will be more likely to hire a taller person than a shorter person.
Like just to sit at a chair,
yes,
in front of a computer,
because you are genuinely more respected as a tall person.
I don't know, dude.
It's literally like it's in your brain. It's literally an unconscious thing. Like, I genuinely think that at my current job, I am less likely to get promoted simply because I look shorter. Because I guess it makes me look younger, or I don't know. Like, it's just like a thing that exists.
I don't know. I think you look older than me.
I don't know about that.
Because I have a baby face.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, man, that's bizarre.
Honestly, if you told me you were 30, I wouldn't be surprised.
30? No. That'd be fucking sad. Jesus.
That would be fucking sad. I just made you sad.
It's literally, no, I mean, it's literally, I guarantee if I did the same thing, like busted my ass to get the promotion that you did at your current job, I don't think I'd be able to get it, to be honest with you. I feel like
it took me like 6 years.
They would probably not give as much of a shit about me. I feel like if we both had an office job and we both did the exact same amount of work, had the same work ethic, and both wanted to get a promotion, they would choose you. I feel like that's just the case because of just the way it is, like statistically.
I don't know, like if you were like just as much of like a leader and you could do everything that I could do.
Yeah,
and
because inherently, just biologically, evolutionarily, I am like less looked at as a leader than you would be simply because of height. And typically I am literally the leader of our fucking friend group. Literally fucking schedule goddamn fucking everything. And so I am a fucking leader. But I like literally, if we're both in a leader position, people would look to you more because they physically have to look up to you. So that's But I guess you wouldn't know because You live on recruit difficulty. Recruit difficulty.
I am a veteran, though, at heart.
No. Well, basically, at the end of the day, my argument was better. It was not refuted, and I win. So
okay. I win my argument then.
No, you don't.
The vinyl record one.
Because I made I made good rebuttals to yours.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You just started talking about projectors.
Well, you've been projecting your privilege onto me. So,
well, I am privileged for being tall and liking
white.
vinyl records. And white.
But I actually recently this has been bothering me all week, is that I recently came across a new phobia. And basically, so it's already been a thing for me where I'm scared of one day pushing too hard and my asshole falls out and I have a fucking prolapsed anus. Like that, ever since I found out that can happen to somebody, it has scared me that it is literally possible for your fucking butthole to fucking fall out. Like,
yep.
It's insane.
Pushes out like a flower.
It's fucking insane. So that has already been on my mind for years now. You
don't want your butthole to bloom?
No, I do not. Probably excruciatingly painful. Probably kill you.
It might.
But now I found a new thing that scared me. I don't know where I heard it from. Maybe it was on a different podcast or something, but I found out that it is possible for your nut, because your testicles, they float around inside your balls. It is actually possible for them to get tangled and twisted up.
Yeah, it's called torsion.
That is fucking terrifying that could happen to me, bruh. Like, I've been thinking about that all week.
Was it ever since your sports physical that we talked about on the last one?
No. I mean, I just heard it on a show.
Because the sports physical was to check for torsion. And now you're talking about torsion.
Yeah, that is fucking terrifying. Like, how likely do you think that is to happen?
It's probably pretty fucking unlikely.
Okay. Well, it's scary. Like that. Like, what can you do? Well, you're just chilling, and then your nuts twist around. Like, what?
Well, you can go to the hospital and get surgery and get that fixed.
I don't want that, bro. I don't want people doing surgery on my fucking nuts and being excruciating pain.
That's still terrible, but it's better than having no options if it happens. Yeah, it's still scary. Like, I don't want surgery at all, let alone on the thinnest layer of skin on my body that covers
Jesus Christ,
my most precious part of my body.
That is terrible. But that's been haunting me for a while now.
I know what you're talking about, but I mean, still, like, being able to go to surgery and get that fixed is better than there being no options.
Do you have a weekly hate topic?
I have a weekly hate because I went to the movies the other day because my girlfriend dragged me out to watch The Woman King, and there's a lot I can get into on that. There's a lot. That's
literally one of my topics. There's a lot to get to on that.
But the thing that I hate this week is when fucking stupid ass privilege, not even privilege, it's like, who do you think you are? Like, who do you think you are to sit in my fucking movie seat? Who do you think you are to do that? People who fucking do that piss me off.
It was, like, you reserved it?
Yeah, it's reserved. Like, that's my seat. I have it on my fucking ticket number, and you're sitting in my fucking seat. It's happened to me a few times. It's happened to everyone a few times. It's happened to you, right? Fucking go up, and you just stand there awkwardly like, well, that's my seat number. Like, you're looking at it, and then you look at your ticket, and you're like,
dumb.
Hey, you're in my seat. And they're like, oh, huh? And they look over.
It's like, they always act like they didn't know. Seat, like, know what you're doing. You just wanted a better seat.
Bro, my bad, bro. I thought this was my seat, dude.
Like, no,
bro.
you didn't. No, you didn't.
My bad, bro. It's like, yeah, get the fuck up and move. I don't want you to apologize. I don't want you to do anything
before I kill you.
I don't want you to look at me. I don't want you to say anything to me. I want you to get off your fucking ass and walk away
and suck my cock
somewhere else. Get off.
And
why? Well, like, they just think. Like,
everyone's telling you to quiet down because you're screaming at this guy in the theater and causing a scene.
I'm my cock is out and I'm jacking off and I'm seething in anger. I'm all red.
That's kind of whack. I mean, when did you get there?
I hated it. It happened to me, huh?
When did you get there? Did you get like had a good
time?
We
got but it was at like 6:30 and we stopped and ate dinner right before, so we were like 10 minutes after like the starting time that's on the ticket.
Well, that guy's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
That guy's stupid. You at least, if you want a better seat, you should at least wait until like the movie.
Wait until the movie's
a good 10
starting.
minutes in or
yeah,
something.
like wait until it's going on.
Literally, that happened, bro. That actually reminds me of like the cringiest fucking story of my life. That one time I went to the movies. It was literally to watch Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, like that shit.
Oh yeah.
And I went to watch
that movie.
that.
I got horny watching that movie.
And
that was a hot black man.
That is one sexy black man. You got dick sucking lips.
I'd suck his dick.
But
video on the Patreon coming soon.
So, oh damn, yeah, I do have that on video. But
yeah, you do.
Evidence of Jake pissing on someone's car coming soon. So basically, I went to the movie theater, and there was like, it was with my dad, okay, and then this old Mexican woman was in my seat, and I was like, "Oh, hey, this is my seat." And she's like terrified, like, "Oh," like I scared her. I was like, "Yeah, you're in my seat, bitch." And and she's like, "Oh, ¿dónde está? Like, I don't know how to count." So she gets up.
I don't know English letters
and
or
it's
numbers.
awkward as fuck. Like, it's so awkward, bro. I'm just trying to fucking watch a movie, and so then now I'm sitting next to her daughter, and this girl was like pretty fine, bro. Like, she was pretty fine, but I looked like shit on that day. Like, I was not trying to look presentable at all. But basically, I was watching the movie, and like there was times when like basically throughout the entire movie, like every time there was a joke told, she would like look at me for my reaction, and like there was times where like she would like it's like she was really attracted to me, bro. Like she kept like laying a certain way where like she's like facing me and shit. Like she was this girl was obsessed with me, bro. And and it felt so awkward, bro. I couldn't do anything because it's like I'm trying to watch a movie, bro. And
my dad is right here.
And it's literally, I know, like without a shadow of a doubt, that this was the case because when the movie was finished, I did not want to look at her. I did not want to I wanted to see with my peripheral vision to see if she looked back at me, and she did. She got up, and as they were leaving, she looked back at me to see if I was looking at her or some shit. It's like, so I know that shit was happening. And it's like, bruh, it pisses me the fuck off. Like, this is going to be a topic later in this fucking episode. But one of the fucking things that pisses me off about women is the fact that they don't fucking take any fucking initiative whatsoever. Yep. Did she like expect me to ask her out or something in the middle of the movie when I'm like at the movie theater with my fucking dad and her mom next to her? Like, it's like, if you're so interested in me, then you can make a move, you know? If you are so interested in me.
You need to like turn your head slowly at her and bite your lip and be like, "Here's my number."
Like I feel like that's what she wanted. She probably expected that to happen.
And then she probably would be like, "Ew, fucking creep, weirdo."
I don't know, maybe.
That's what fucking
knowing my luck.
Be like. Oh man. Like the only time I ever like look at someone for the reaction in a movie is if I'm like showing someone a movie that I love, you know what I mean? That they've never seen before. That's the only time like I'll look at them. Be like,
she literally wanted like the entire boyfriend experience with a complete stranger who looked like shit. She was fine too. She wasn't bad at all. But the Woman King, actually, it's crazy because that movie is coming out, or that came out, and basically it's about like these African like warrior women. Yeah, and basically they're literally, it's the whole movie's false history because they are literally the like one of the people who like they were other like the Africans main ones into slavery.
Yeah, they were
like one in every 20 Africans or whatever in that time were captured by those women.
Like I don't know what the
tribe
fuck.
Women.
What the fuck these people, like they were like, okay, we're going to choose an African tribe because we want this movie to be about black people in Africa because that's woke. And we want to make, there was an African tribe that had a whole army of warrior women. So we're going to do that too. It's called the Dahomey tribe. Dahomey.
The homies?
The homies.
The homies.
They're the homies. It's called the Dahomey tribe. And I remember
the homies.
The male king of like the tribe played by, what was it? John Boyega.
Yeah.
Is named King Gazo.
Oh! Oh my god! Why does she want to watch these garbage fucking shits, bro? Why does she think everything is good? What possibly came into her mind thinking that she wanted to watch The Woman King?
It's woman empowerment.
Bruh.
But, there was some cool action. It was like the movie itself was like kind of cool, but the whole like the ironic thing about it is the Dahomey tribe, the Dahomies, were actually one of the main sources of capturing Africans and selling them to like Americans and Europeans.
They're also
because
cannibals.
Americans so the white people, the Americans and the Europeans normally didn't go and capture Africans themselves because there were diseases in Africa that they weren't that they could get. I forget the word for it.
I don't know how this is not common knowledge either that Africans fucked over other Africans.
So like 80% of the time we would just buy their slaves from them and they would keep slaves too. And we would buy them with like alcohol and fucking food and shit like that. And this movie is about this tribe of warrior women fighting against a conquest of white men trying to enslave them.
Oh my god.
That's what the movie's about.
It's crazy. It's literally just pretending that shit didn't happen just for woke points or some shit. Like, what the fuck are they thinking?
It's like the movie itself it's fun. It's a fun watch. It's an okay movie. It's got some cool shit in it. Like, the main actress, I forget her name, the chick from Black Panther. She's a good actress. Like it was good. But when they literally said in the first trailer, she was like, "We are Dahomey." People started commenting on Twitter like, well, that's not a good tribe of people to be following in this
really
movie.
Sad.
And then she backlash saying, if you don't watch my movie, you're racist.
Yeah. It's crazy too because studios fucking know this shit. I feel like it's really becoming obvious the type of demographics they're pushing now. Because there's another movie that fucking sucks and it's called Don't Worry, Darling. And it literally has Florence Pugh, which is the new Black Widow, and the blonde Black Widow. And she's like a fucking icon for women right now or some shit apparently. And then it has, the co-star is, Harry Styles. Okay. He fucking, apparently I've seen clips and he sucks at acting. He's fucking terrible. And, he's terrible. It's so funny, bro. And, but it's like, they're literally making this movie with like Harry Styles and shit and this like popular girl actress because they just want women to go watch the movie. They just know women are going to watch it. And now, and with this movie, you can tell, and it's actually doing numbers. The Woman King is doing numbers because it's a movie that, women empowerment. It's like African, showing like African culture and shit. And so it's doing really fucking well with a bunch of black people and women. And it's really sad how there's so much racial shit going on in this country. But black people, and I really don't want to make it a race thing, but it's like black people don't know their own history, it seems. Like they don't know, this should be a movie that black people should be like boycotting and shit. Like
I don't know. Like I was looking at it on Twitter.
It's doing numbers and it should not be because they're just going and seeing it thinking it's like, oh, this is cool. I want to see Africans being badass. Like, yeah,
it's doing numbers cool, because it's like, it's got like a cool, like, historical, it's cool and it's historical.
The trailer's meant to make you think that it's going to be showing badass Africans doing badass shit, but it's like,
and that's what it does. But it's also lying.
If you know the real story, it's like, why the fuck would you ever watch this?
But looking at it on Twitter and like people commenting and like replying with like, you don't know the real history of this. Half of the people doing it are black.
I mean, but that's just Twitter people. Like the majority of people who are making numbers for this movie are just normies who don't know anything. And it's really sad that a lot of it's apparent basically with this movie that a lot of black people don't know their own history. That like they're basically. It's disgusting too of like the people who made the movie because they know this. They know they won't know any better. They won't fucking know any better. They're gonna go watch it because it has fucking black people doing badass shit. They don't care. Basically, is what the whole mentality was. And
I'm surprised that they didn't watch it for the homie King Gazo.
Like, the homie King Gazo, he knows what's up.
Yeah,
like,
he knows
I
what's
like
up.
that guy. I like
the
that
homie
guy.
King Gazo. He's dope.
But
cool guy.
It's kind of disgusting that kind of disgusting that the CEO or whatever who made this fucking movie was like they knew what this was. They didn't give a fuck because they knew that the vast majority of people don't know jack shit about history, and people don't read books and don't know that a lot of fucking Africans were shitty to other Africans, and let's just make a fucking movie about it, but pretend like it didn't happen. So
yeah, it's not all black and white.
Speaking of movies, though, you said you recently watched Doctor Strange, and you said it was like fucking terrible. I want to hear your review.
I didn't say it was terrible.
You said it was horrible.
It was meh. Like, it was like, okay.
No, you literally described it as terrible. It felt like
a waste of time after watching it. I watched it. Yeah, it felt like a waste of time after watching it. I was like, okay, there was some cool visual effects. It's Doctor Strange. I have a nice TV. I got to see all the cool physical effects, and it was cool. But other than that, like, it was just boring. Like, I didn't give a fuck about any of it.
Well, if you don't how is it boring? Like, how do you? You said you like Doctor Strange, but you don't want to see a new Doctor Strange adventure.
I did want to see it, and I did see it, and it wasn't very good.
It's literally like one of the better like Phase 4 films. Like, a lot of them have been shit.
Wow.
But this one is like one of the better ones. So,
well, I thought that the whole like Jim from The Office as Mr. Fantastic and like Professor Xavier, it was like that didn't need to be in it. Like, first of all, and then the whole multiverse theory thing is. Yeah, it was all fan service. And then, like, the multiverse theory thing was, like, it was cool. Like, I liked seeing more of the multiverse. The story of this girl that, like, the whole movie follows is this girl who's, like, trapped in her dimension and she can't, like, control her powers and she goes through different dimensions and shit. It was an okay story, I guess, but, like, her name was America.
Yeah, it was terrible. We have to save America.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And she was Mexican.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I was like, okay, like
her name should be Mexico.
Yeah, her name should be Mexico.
Jesus, man.
But I don't know. Like, other than that, like, that was like all cool and all, but I just couldn't. The effects of. Okay, so I am using my mind to control a dead version of me in another dimension to fight my friend who's gone insane.
Yeah.
It's like zombie Doctor Strange was
cool.
Like, okay.
It was cool.
Like, that's all right. Like, I didn't care about zombie Doctor Strange. Fucking, I don't give a fuck about Scarlet Witch. I just like,
she's hot.
I never cared about her as a character at all. And, then she starts doing crazy shit, and it's like, and I'm the villain, and the thing that I'm doing is absolutely horrible because I have kids in another dimension. And it's like, she was like 100% in the wrong.
Brad.
I couldn't relate to her at all. I couldn't relate to her even slightly.
You know what's really disgusting too is that a lot of women fucking were like, yeah, go girl. Like, a lot of women want her to be the hero of the movie when that movie came out.
My 2 kids, like, they're not even dead or anything. I never lost my kids. I just know that they exist in a different dimension, so I'm going to destroy everything and the other version of me to get them. Like, what? Okay, Mama Bear. Like, calm the fuck down.
She's been corrupted by the dark hold, bro.
Okay, I didn't watch fucking WandaVision, so I don't know. Like,
did I have to watch that to see anything? In the movie, they say.
Okay, yeah, I know that she was corrupted by some shit. Like, I know that's clear, but like, would it have made more sense if I watched WandaVision?
I mean, maybe. I guess
the whole thing was just like, oh, she was corrupted by this, and it's like, well, that was just kind of out of nowhere, and she's
it's
here,
literally like
she's.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was okay. You just don't like it. Good stuff. You're like, Zombie Strange? That's fucking gay.
My girlfriend didn't like it either.
Well, she doesn't know anything about anything, Brad. She watched The Woman King, Brad. You think that she knows what good cinema is?
That was pretty alright. The Woman King was better.
Fuck no. Fuck off. It's retarded. You're dumb.
Zombie Strange is fucking gay. I turned it off when I saw you turn it. Like, I don't like.
I didn't turn it off. I watched the whole thing.
I don't want him to turn zombie. I don't care about the Scarlet bitch. She's dumb.
Yeah. Don't care about your monkey brain.
Okay.
But that's not for my weekly hate topic, which this is a doozy. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to address the allegations that have been pressed on me. Apparently, so Jake told me after the previous show that apparently what people perceive this podcast dynamic like is that Jake is apparently some kind of like racist guy or something, which is accurate. He's the racist.
No, it's not.
Racist guy, and they
I'm not
interpret
racist.
me.
I don't hate all races, just the blacks.
They interpret me as some sort of like Sigma incel, basically, and I take a great offense to that. Take great
You don't
offense
like being
to that
Sigma?
because you know what's weird is that people's first instinct when women get criticism is to throw out the word incel. Let me just wipe away these claims, these surface level claims immediately before we get into the deep, juicy stuff here. Now, an incel is an involuntary celibate. Now, for me to be an incel, I would have to be a virgin and, I mean, I guess technically, do you have to be a virgin to be an incel?
Okay, you sound like a boomer when they say, no, boomers are like my dad's generation age.
No, okay.
Like,
So
it's
first
a joke.
off,
It's just a word at this point.
well, no, it's not just a word. All words mean something. So if you would have to be okay, let's not say a virgin. Let's say if you want to be involuntary celibate, you are not able to get laid. I have declined hookups multiple times, probably a handful
Incel
of times.
at this point just means you hate women.
Hookups. No, that's not what that means.
It just at
That's
this
a
point it does.
misogynist. No, it's not. It's a stupid.
It's
Then
just someone
you're a
who's
fucking
hates
idiot.
women because it's someone
if
who
you're using
hates
the
women
wrong words
because
to describe
they
things,
can't
then
get
you're
a
a fucking
girlfriend.
idiot.
It means you hate women because you can't get a girlfriend, and that's just like what like the internet uses to.
No.
Incel is what
An
the internet
incel
uses
is
to
an
describe that
involuntary
kind of
celibate. You
person.
can't get laid. So if you
Who are
use the
fucking
wrong
angry
fucking
at women because they want bitches and they can't get them.
no, if you're gonna use use words that are accurate, bruh. No, that's stupid. If you say incel, that's what that means. You're just giving the benefit of the doubt, basically.
It's literally the exact same thing as calling a 45-year-old a boomer. And
No, it's
they're like,
not, you retard.
No. Yes, it is.
Oh my god, you're dumb as fuck.
Because
you're literally
it's an
you're literally
inaccurate
just
word.
trying to say for like the sake of the fucking fans, like, oh no, they actually mean this instead. No, if you say incel, it means you are involved. You can't get laid. That's what that means.
Okay, if you say boomer, it means you're talking about someone who was in the baby boom generation.
That just means someone who's old. That's what that always has meant. It has always meant that, though. It has always meant that, though.
It hasn't always meant that.
Yes,
Boomer
it has.
For the last like 80 years.
No, the entire
before
you fucking retard. You are dumb as fuck. When boomer became an internet like lingo, it always meant old person.
Yeah, but it wasn't internet lingo before that. It was like an
I
actual
don't give
word
a fuck.
that
I'm talking
described
about internet lingo.
something.
I don't
and
give a
incel
fuck.
was an actual word that described what you're describing, but people twist it and they change it.
It has you're an idiot if you're fucking twisting and changing the fucking word. That's genuinely stupid.
That's what happens to the
If you call
English
someone an
language,
incel,
though.
that's what you're saying. You're saying that they cannot get laid. That's what you're saying. It's not anything else other than that. That's what words have definitions, bruh. When boomer
so you think
first came on
everyone
the
that's calling
scene,
you an incel? You think everyone that's calling you an incel is saying, "Oh, you can't get laid"?
Yes, that's what that means.
They probably know that. Yeah, you could get laid, but it's like a joke. It's an exaggeration.
No, if you call you're goofy. You're goofy. If you call someone an incel, that means that you're saying they can't get laid. That's what you're saying. If you call someone a boomer, that means they're old. If you call someone a virgin, you're saying that they have never had sex.
So, like, if we were playing video games and I called you an incel, would you be like, "This dude thinks I can't get laid"?
Yeah,
do you think I'm just like making a joke and an exaggeration?
You retard.
You think that I actually believe that, or I'm just like saying a joke?
No, if you say that's you're trying to spin it in different contexts, bruh. If you say the word incel, especially to describe or insult, it's basically that's what you're saying. Like
it's an exaggeration. It's a word that people use to exaggerate.
It's not an exaggeration because it's a real thing. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but they can use it in exaggeration.
You're dumb as
you
fuck.
Can do
it's
that.
a real term to describe real things. It's not exaggerating anything.
You know that I know.
Incels.
Like you know that I know that you've had sex. You know that I know that you have turned down sex before.
You.
But I could still call you an incel. And it would just be
No,
a
that would
word out
be
of
genuinely
exaggeration.
stupid then.
It would be a word out of exaggeration. It would be a
You
joke.
would be just using the wrong word. You would just be saying something that has no meaning because you're saying something that's false. That's like me saying that you're a homo.
I don't think that anyone listening to this genuinely thinks that you're a real incel.
Then they shouldn't use the term.
It's an exaggeration.
That is no, that's stupid. That's a stupid logic. That's really dumb to say something and it's not like what you're trying to say. There's other words to use. Like the fuck? That doesn't make sense.
Is there a better word? What's the better word?
Misogynist.
Someone
who hates on women.
But incel is funnier.
Not
it's easier
really.
to say, and you type less words when you say it.
Bruh,
it's like
you say incel.
It's like slang.
You are without a doubt claiming that someone cannot get laid. That is like you're literally trying desperately to defend like the fans, and you're avoiding like logic and reasoning right now.
No, I think that you are taking to heart what they're saying when they don't really mean it.
Then you shouldn't say things you don't mean, bruh. That's just logic. That's
people
logic.
on the internet.
No, I have never. Like that makes no
like
sense.
It's being used as like a slang term most of the time these days. It really is.
It's like really not. It's used as an insult to describe fucking virgin losers.
I guarantee you that people who genuinely know what the word incel means will still use it to describe someone that's not technically an incel.
Literally. If we had fucking Brian on, he'd be fucking agreeing with me. If we had Riley on, he'd be fucking agreeing with me. No one just calls someone an incel just as an over-exaggeration. If you see some guy who's like a nerdy fucking antisocial pathetic fuck, you would call him an incel. Like that makes sense.
Who hates women because he can't get a girlfriend?
That's not even what that means.
Well, you could still call them an incel as like a slang term.
Because you're referring to the fact that they can't get laid. That's what that means, you dumb fuck. That's the description of the word. Like you have drifted this whole conversation off completely in a different direction because you're trying to argue about the definition of a word.
I mean, most people can get laid, but they can still hate women because they want a girlfriend. No, they can't.
There are people who cannot get fucking laid. You privileged fuck. You're talking like I'm 6'2", like you. No, most people cannot get fucking. Like, most men cannot get fucking laid. A lot of men are pathetic losers who can't get laid. That's why incel is a term.
Yeah, but people will still use it. People will still use it for people who can get laid.
I have never in my life heard that. Ever. That makes no sense. You're trying to equate incel to like calling your buddy gay. Like it's not the same. It's not the same thing. I have never just been with the homies and been like, you're such an incel. Like, what? That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It's like an insult. Like incel shouldn't be an insult. It should be a descriptive word, but they use it as an insult, like the way that you use like fag.
Insult. No, it's inherently an insult. Like it's not the same as calling your homie a fag. It's a different type of word. That's the same. Like you wouldn't call your homie a cunt. Just like chill. Like you call your homie gay or a fag, chill. Like, but you don't call your homie a cunt. Chill. Like it's the same thing with incel. You don't casually call someone a homie for fun, like chill.
I don't know, like I would
literally an insult.
I would call Tyler a fag because he gets like pegged in the ass.
I literally just said
I know he's not gay.
I literally just said that's not an insult. Fag is not really an insult.
I could call you an incel because you can't get laid, because a fag is a gay person technically. I know Tyler's not.
You have never called me an incel.
I have.
You literally have like maybe once or twice when you're
because
drunk.
you started getting really, really fucking upset about it.
Yeah, but you, again, once or twice when you were drunk, that's not like the same as casually calling someone gay. It's not the same thing. It's not, you're dumb. You are dumb. You're arguing for the sake of arguing at this point.
I think you're reading too far into when someone says a word, like the meaning of the word.
Yeah, because words have meaning. You don't say something is, like, I don't know how we can describe like diction to you. I don't know why this needs to be described to you.
I know the diction. I think you're reading too far into it.
It's not reading too far into it.
Like people are saying a word.
Like I was saying at the very start of this, before you like completely threw this in a different direction. People's first instinct, it's literally put into your brain. It's literally indoctrinated into you to defend women. Basically, when you hear criticism or hate of women, your first instinct is to be like disgruntled with that and think that, oh, the man is the problem. And so the first instinct that people typically have on the internet when they hear criticism of women is to claim that that person is an incel, meaning they can't get laid. Therefore, that's the reason why they're hating on women.
So you're telling me that incels can't get laid?
Yes, because that's the goddamn definition of the goddamn word, you dumb fuck. That's the meaning of involuntary celibate.
Okay, moving on.
You're dumb. You're dumb. What the hell is wrong with you? So, back to my fucking point before Jake thought that, oh, incel means something completely different than what it actually fucking means.
No, that's not what I said. I know what it means.
I guarantee you, because these people don't know me. They hear 6 episodes or 7 episodes of me talking shit about women, and obviously it would make them fucking believe that I can't get fucking laid, because that's the first inherent thought that would come into your mind. That's the first thought that you are like kind of crafted by society to think, is that if someone is talking shit about women, that means that they can't get laid.
I don't know. Like someone could
tell me I'm wrong.
Someone could listen to it and go, Ethan's a fucking incel, and then listen to it longer and be like, okay, he's technically not an incel, but I've already said he was an incel, and he kind of acts like an incel, so I'm going to keep calling him an incel because it's funny.
I mean, I guess they chose that word to describe me, but in actuality, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, if you've had sex before, you could actually still be an incel. You can not be a virgin and still be an incel. Like, you can have had sex and still be an incel. But I'm going to disprove that right now. That's what I was trying to do like 10 minutes ago. I have had multiple offers to hook up, and I'm not a hookup guy. The reason why I haven't had sex in a minute is because I'm a relationship guy, and that is actually in our day and age significantly harder, and no one can argue this, significantly harder than getting a hookup. So in actuality, I am a celibate. I am a Sigma celibate. I'm a Sigma cell is the real correct term to use to describe me.
Sigma cell.
Yes, I'm celibate because I choose not to have sex with whores who want to hook up.
Okay, all of you listeners, you can call Ethan an incel, but you're wrong. But if you want to be correct, you can call him a...
Cell.
What? Cell?
Just a cell.
Just a Sigma cell. Call him a Sigma cell.
At the end of the day, I mean, there's so much I could say. There's so much I could say, but it's a problem. That's the first instinct that people have when there's hatred, like or shit talked about women. And at the end of the day, I will also say this: I don't just hate women. I hate men too. I hate all races. I hate all ages, all genders.
Short, fat, half white, half Mexican men.
A little bit. Not entirely,
if they're annoying.
But I'm not that fat, and I'm not that short. So, kind of, I don't know where you came up with that. I don't know where you got that from, but, I hate everybody equally.
What if they're shorter and fatter?
I just typically talk about, I typically say things that I hate about women because I'm a man and I have to deal with that bullshit. And pretty much ask a lesbian how difficult it is to date women. They'll tell you the exact same things that I'll tell you. I've
had this conversation with lesbians.
If I talk shit about women, it's just because I'm a man and I have to deal with it. That doesn't mean I hate women any more than I hate men. I hate men just as much. I hate everybody on this world. I am what's called
a... You just don't have to deal with their bullshit as much.
Yeah, I'm what's called a misanthrope, which is a person who hates everybody.
You really did your research.
There's a misogynist and a misandrist. I'm a misanthrope, which means I hate everybody. So, just because I talk shit about women doesn't make me an incel. I'm capable of getting laid. I choose not to because I respect my cock, not being in a disgusting, infested pussy and having meaningless sex. So, there you go. There's your answer for that. I mean, I feel like I had more to say about how much women piss me off, but you literally like threw me for a loop. You fucking threw me off track with your fucking retarded, just genuinely retarded argument, trying to say that like people say things that don't mean what they say. Like what? That's just by far that, like, it's literally like you're just trying, like, it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Do you think I'm wrong for saying that?
Yes, you are wrong.
Because people do say things that they don't mean.
Like,
especially on the internet as a joke or as an exaggeration. You literally have time people to think
before you speak. Like, literally, you type it out. So, like, you can choose so many other words. Like, it doesn't make sense to call someone an incel.
Yeah, even if they do know the proper meaning, they would still say it because it's funny, because it's an insult. It pisses you off because they're trolls. They're on the internet.
I wouldn't have even known unless you told me. So if that's not the logic doesn't make sense. It's literally I guarantee like 100% that because they heard me talking shit about women, that they must believe that I cannot get laid, because like that's the reason why I'm talking shit, because it's like literally. Talk to any guy, like, okay, you'll be on the internet, right? And there's people who talk shit about incels, and they'll be like, yeah, they're just so mad because they can't get laid and shit. And like, but a lot of the guys you hear this from are guys who have girlfriends or wives or don't have to struggle to fucking get girls. It's like, typically you won't hear like a guy who can easily get a girlfriend, insult women. You want to know why? Because he doesn't have to struggle with bullshit, like the same level of bullshit that a lot of other guys have, like actual incels have. So when you hear someone insult women, your inherent thought is to believe, because society tells you this, that he must be a low value man who is incapable of getting love from women. That means that's why he doesn't like them. No, it's I don't like women because a lot of times they're shitty fucking people who do stupid shit. That's why. It's not like, but if they don't know me, they don't know my life, they don't know anything about me, they're just hearing some dude just like talking shit about women, the first thought that comes to your mind is to say he can't get laid. That like, yeah. And so it makes sense for them to say he's an incel.
I mean,
but you're trying to vouch for them and say, no, that's not what they mean. It's like,
saying
it makes
you
sense.
Can't
That's
get
what they
laid
would mean.
Could stem from you can't get a girlfriend. It does stem from that, even though it doesn't technically mean it. It stems from it, which could then turn into, well, I could call you an incel because you act like an incel, even though you're not technically an incel.
I feel like to act like an incel, I think it's kind of dumb. I act like a misogynist. I would, like, to act like an incel, you'd also have to be, like, socially inept fucking, like, loser. You'd have to be, like, be autistic as shit to be an incel, like, to act like an incel. I think it's more than just shit-talking women. Like, no one can sit here and say Andrew Tate is an incel. Like, no one can say that. Like, there's plenty of people out there who insult, like, talk shit about women. But, like...
He's probably been called an incel a million times, though.
Well, by dumb fuck women, who I literally talked previously in a previous episode that, like, women's first insult is incel. Because they literally can't come up with anything fucking better. Like, they'll literally say shit
that call him that too.
That doesn't make sense. Huh?
There's probably dudes that call him that too. Because it's just the easiest thing to say that's in an insulting context.
But
because it's fun.
So basically what I'm hearing is you want to vouch for people who are dumb.
It doesn't mean you're dumb.
That does make you dumb. Why would you call someone who obviously, like, fucks models an incel?
Because I'm going to say the easiest thing to say that's in an insulting context because it's fun. Because I'm an internet troll. That's what what they do.
That's so stupid. I could say plenty of I could literally just say Edutate's bald. That's more insulting than saying he's an insult, because at least it's true. You can't, like, saying an insult that's fake is not insulting.
Well, saying an insult doesn't always mean you're trying to insult someone. Because I could say something that I know you're just going to take it as a joke.
Well, no.
Because I know you're not going to take it seriously. But it's still fun to say
like,
it.
If you're trying to insult Andrew, because a lot of people don't like Andrew Tate. So if you talk shit, like, if you're saying, like, something, like, you want it to be insulting, why would you just, that doesn't make any sense. You want to tell a joke to Andrew Tate?
Doesn't mean, like, if I was, like, talking to you and I was like, bro, Andrew Tate, fucking proto-incel, fucking Chad incel. That's a joke. I'm not trying to insult anyone.
I guess.
And I could say it on the internet.
It's dumb as fuck, bro. Like, you're kind of doing some mental gymnastics right now.
But you know exactly where I'm coming from when I say it.
I don't say false things. And anyone who says things that have no meaning or is clearly false, like, that's just idiotic. Like, that, it just without a doubt. Like, I don't know, like, how you can disagree with that. If I hated Donald Trump and I called him a fucking hard R N-word, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Why would I say that? Because he's not that. It makes no sense. But imagine I hated Obama and I said that. It makes sense. It makes sense, doesn't it? But if I call Joe Biden or Donald Trump the N-word, it makes no sense.
I mean, like
it's if you say it in a joking context, then it's funny. Yeah, sure. You called Donald Trump an N-word. Like, but
technically
if you're saying
they're not.
it as an insult,
but if Donald Trump came out with a do-rag stealing bikes, and you
then
called him that,
I mean, sure.
Yeah,
but
because they're acting like one.
But he does not have any characteristics of an N-word. So why would I say that? It makes no sense. I don't say things that don't make sense.
You have characteristics of an incel. That's why.
Sure, but I don't fit the description.
Yeah, but it's just like the fun, easy thing to say because it's an internet word that people love saying.
That's stupid.
You can't expect fucking random people on the internet to work harder on their insults.
Well, it's stupid. That's fucking stupid. And if you want to say something insulting, or if you even want something to have a better punch for a joke, then say something that's accurate. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, how should they insult you?
Well, first of all, no one has any reason to insult me.
Like, when you lie awake in bed at night staring at the ceiling, what are you thinking?
What do you mean?
When you're at night and you're ashamed, and you're lying awake and you're staring at the ceiling, thinking of how much of a piece of shit you are. I'm not projecting.
I mean, if people want to insult me, that they can say, like, you're short, or you have, like, a high-pitched voice, I guess, or, like... those things really don't insult me that much because I have the confidence to come out and say that I am short and I really don't give that much of a shit. And I have the confidence to show my voice in the air. Like, people have insulted me in all sorts of ways. I mean, but if you want to actually insult somebody, then it should be real. Saying something that means you cannot get laid, when I have the full capability to have sex with someone this very week if I wanted to. I could get on a dating app right now and go fuck someone in the next 7 days, I guarantee you, then it's not accurate. So it's like, it's stupid. It's just stupid. It doesn't matter, they're on the internet. No, I go on the internet, I talk shit to people online, I say shit. I don't say shit that it's not real.
Well, maybe they're not trying
it's like
to insult you.
People don't like H3H3 because he's fucking retarded. He says stupid, he has bad takes. You can't call him a fucking incel when he has a goddamn wife and 2 kids, and people call him an incel. It makes no sense.
Wow.
I've seen people call him an incel. It makes no sense. He has a wife and 2 kids. That's a stupid as fuck thing to say. It's dumb.
I was joking. I didn't know people called him.
Some people do. Yeah, I've seen it. It's so dumb. You can call him stupid. You can call him fat. You can call him ugly. You can call him just an idiot. Like, whatever. But, like, there's just some things that just don't make sense to say. It just doesn't make sense. So your whole logic doesn't make sense.
I get where you're coming from. Like, there's a guy at work that calls me fucking still to this day, every time he sees me, Johnny Knoxville. And I'm like, I mean, like,
the hell?
If you called me like Chris Pratt, like, that'd be fine. But like, you can call me whatever you want, and it doesn't really bother me. Other than, like, that makes no sense. Like, why are you calling me Johnny Knoxville? Like, and why are you still doing it? Because I never respond to it or react to it.
I wouldn't say that's an insult.
It's not, but it's not an insult. I don't take it as an insult. It's just like, will you stop? Like, it makes no sense.
I don't know. You're trying. I understand what you're saying is that people will say shit for fun, but I 100% believe that because this is just the way society teaches your brain. Is that,
I mean, like, and I understand what you're saying.
Let me put it in another example. In our society, it has become the norm to say that, like, the first instinct, like, society, like, crafts your brain in a way where you're given inherent, like, instincts to react to certain things. There's plenty of examples of this. One of this is, if someone criticizes, like, genuinely, not as a joke, criticizes another race of people, like, for something that they did or something like that, your first thought is racist. Your first thought. It could be a genuine thing. Maybe like a shooting happened and the black guy was actually in the wrong for something. Maybe he did something sketchy as fuck. But if you criticize the black guy, racist. Your first instinct is to call them that. So it's the same thing as like if someone, especially in 2022, if you insult a woman online, your first instinct is just to say incel. So I 100% think that maybe not all of them, but anyone who's called me an incel genuinely does believe it. I don't think it's just for fun. Like, I understand what you're coming from, saying it's, people say things for fun, but I do believe that because I've insulted women on this show, that there are viewers out there who believe that I can't get laid.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you,
probably.
based off just this episode alone, they will take it as me defending the word incel is basically proving that I am one. Basically, like a lot of people have that same logic too. Me going off talking about how it doesn't make sense to call me an incel makes me look like an incel, basically.
I think, it's more of you being in defense of not being an incel.
I'm just a logical person.
About it.
I'm just a logical person. I just don't. I like things to be factual and real. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like that's
I don't know
logical,
how else I can defend that.
But it's logical. Like it's a fact that you're being logical, but it's also a fact that you're defending being an incel, which makes someone think you're an incel.
Sure. And if they want to believe that, then sure. I can't stop that, but I at least my main reason for saying this was my weekly hate was the fact that that was my real point, was the fact that your inherent thought is to jump to that conclusion, pretty much. It's like that's what people are taught, is to think that. Because literally Brian, before I fucking red-pilled the shit out of him when we first started being friends, like Brian now he fucking hates women, bruh. But at first, when we first started becoming friends, it's bizarre that when we started talking about women and stuff, his first instinct, because it's just the way you're raised, it's just the way you're brought up in society, is that his first instinct was to say, oh, it's the man's fault. It's got to be the man's fault. He was always on the side of women. Always. Until like, I woke him up to fucking reality, like, of what the situation is. It's like, in our society, women are put on a pedestal. They're given value right at the start. Like, literally, you're taught as a young man, respect women, you open the door for them, do this and that for them, like, all this shit.
It's retarded, because they fucking hate that now. Like,
and it's
I can
literally
open my own damn door.
The fact of the matter is that men have a very fucking hard life. A lot of them fucking kill themselves. A lot of women don't give a single fuck about men. A lot of men are opening up their eyes to that. But it's literally, in our modern society, it's literally it's inherent in your brain to think, oh yeah, men are the problem. Like his first thoughts were, yeah, blame the men. But now his eyes are open, and he probably was much happier living in ignorance. Because ignorance is bliss. But
so if you were to so people call you an incel. You come in here and you say like, no, I could have sex, but I choose not to because I want a relationship. So it's probably been a while since you've had sex, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means you probably jerk off pretty often, get it out of your system.
I'm trying to cut back.
If anyone says that there's something wrong with jacking off every day, you're fucking wrong, by the way. But
I'm trying to cut back on though. It's nothing wrong with it's a natural reaction, but it's your like with your body, but it's like doing it too much is a problem. Like if you're doing it for a long period of time, then it is.
So you're trying to cut back. I have a question for you that might help you with that. If every time you jacked off, you nutted.
Don't pretend like we didn't already talk about this. We actually have a strategy. We're basically coming out with a 6-part DVD box set. It's gonna be 4 payments of $29.99.
Well, I was trying to lead up to it, like we have this cut system. It off,
Yeah, because you're trying to pretend like we're making up.
Well,
on the spot.
I was trying to lead up to it to a point where we could, but like in a segue, sort of like smooth segue sort of way.
Well, your segues fucking suck.
I mean, it was working until, but
your segue fucking
sucks.
Anyways, we have this strategy. We have a strategy where we can basically save all men, give them the red pill, make them empowered, basically make any incel into a fucking Chad. And basically, a big problem is jacking off. Now, jacking off is good in moderation, especially if you're not getting laid.
And it's healthy for you.
Doing it too much, watching too much porn is bad for your brain. And I'm trying to cut down on that because it is not good for you. Ruins your motivation in life. But,
let's start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. When did everything go wrong? I'd say probably when I turned like 12 years old.
My cock started getting hard and it was weird.
So now, here's the ultimate fucking game plan for any of you. And I will start doing this. I'm going to jerk off probably tonight. And then I'll like stop. Like that's my final one. Because I'm going to go with this plan. I'm going to actually come back on the podcast and tell the audience if it fucking works. And then if it does work, I actually might be serious about this whole thing and make it a real thing. So basically, here's the game plan. We call it the cum monster. And basically, you have to trick your brain into believing that if you cum, if you jack off, if coming doesn't count, if you have sex, it doesn't count. But if you jack off and you cum, then you have to basically fight this cum monster that comes out of your dick. And so basically, every time you jack off, you must, after you're done, you must exert the required stress and exercise, like physical stress capable of as if you just fought a cum monster.
And this would be like a kind of strong monster. Yeah. Like the first one, you have to put out like the amount of stress to, fight what's like a medium-sized dog,
A fucking Rottweiler that's made out of cum. A fucking Rottweiler that's made out of cum. So if you're sitting here right now listening to this episode and you don't believe with confidence that you can do 100 push-ups, like 100 jumping jacks, running for like 30 minutes and lifting, like doing however many reps of whatever.
However much weight, yeah.
For doing all that exercise afterward, then you cannot jack off. And you must train. You basically have to train for like a fight, like a boxing match. If you want the privilege and the pleasure of jacking off, then you must train your body, get more fit so that you can confidently say, okay, it's like a give and take. If I want this pleasure, I have to work for it. So if you want to jack off, you have to confidently say, I can do 100 push-ups right now. I can do 100 sit-ups right now. I'll fucking do it. You jerk off, get to work, and then you feel so fucking, you will feel so fucking proud of yourself because you did training to fight this imaginary cum monster and you jacked off. You can finally beat your meat.
After you jack off and you come, you have to do the 100 push-ups or the 100 jumping jacks, whatever it was that you decided you were going to do. And if you can't do your 100 push-ups, then
you die.
Then you have to train until you can. Like you have to train until like you are very confident. Okay, now I could do 100 push-ups.
And each time you jack off, each time you go under the influence of the devil and beat your meat, the cum monster will get stronger. The cum monster, every time he comes back, you defeat him, he comes back even stronger. So you'll have to do 200 push-ups this time.
Well, you're going to go from 100 push-ups to 150. And then 200.
It's going to be, so every time you beat your meat, you're going to have to fight a stronger cum monster. And basically, so this incentivizes you to get fucking jacked as fuck, constantly train to better yourself, to even give yourself the pleasure of self-pleasure. And it will give you incentive to go out and get fucking girlfriend. And it'll basically make you full of testosterone to become a fucking beast. And like,
it'll give you the motivation to go out and get a fucking girlfriend, so that way you can fuck and you don't have to fight that monster when you fuck. And working out will make it easier for you to get a girlfriend. So eventually...
And on top of that, if you can't get a fucking girlfriend, you're constantly getting fit and more muscular and just bettering yourself because everyone wants to jack off. Like, if you go 2 weeks without jacking off, you're gonna want to jack off. So if you want to allow yourself to do that, you have incentive, I can't even say the fucking word, but you have a reason to fucking work out so that you can jack off, basically. So it's just a win-win-win all around, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I will be following this.
You'll get a girlfriend.
I'm going to do one final meat beat, and I'm hoping it's good. And then after that, I'm going to start this journey, this whole game plan, and I'll get back to you guys on a later episode and discuss how my journey is going with this.
Every week we need to come back and like have a conversation about it.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be fucking jacked, fucking 6-pack by the end of this.
Literally makes you want to have a girlfriend so that you don't have to fight this cum monster all the time, and you get jacked, which makes it easier for you to get a girlfriend. So it just works in every way.
Other than that, the only other thing there's to talk about really recently is the GTA 6 leaks.
Oh, yeah.
There's not much to say. But did you see anything about that?
I saw like a little tiny bit of like the gameplay that was leaked, and that's it. Like, I don't know anything else about it.
Yeah, it looks actually pretty good. There's a lot of fucking retards out there who said it looked like shit. And it's like they just don't know how game development works. Like, it's really bizarre how many
maybe like
people
half
out
of
there.
a critical video talking about it. That's all I know about it.
There's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it's like the physics looks good. Like the ragdolls look like GTA 4 ragdolls again.
Oh yeah.
There's like a scene where like they're robbing some store or something. It looks cool. It just looks
Apparently
neat.
the AI is better.
It's in Vice City. It looks neat. You play as a girl and a guy, and she's got a big dumpy. Like a big fucking dump truck, and people are simping hard over her. But there was an absurd amount of people who were like claiming that it looked like shit when, no fuck. It's literally being developed right now. Like, that's really dumb. That's really, really dumb.
I canceled my pre-order. This looks like garbage.
But actually, I did get the hacker responsible for the GTA 6 leaks on our show. I actually have him ready. What's up, man? What's your name? I am Hacker Man 69.
Hackerman 69.
That's
we're really glad to
epic.
have you on the show, dude. So tell us how you.
I didn't even
how
give you access to this thing. How'd you get in? I hacked my way in.
I mean, like he told us like an hour ago that he was going to, and we just trusted him.
Yeah, he just showed up. Like, that's fucking dope. So how did you get GTA 6 leaks? I hacked it with my computer. I was like, whoa, damn, that's crazy. Like, did you how does I'm a novice. I don't know anything about hacking, but what do you do? Like, I press buttons on the keyboard and I do it epically.
I would have thought that you could just walk into, Rockstar headquarters and just say, "Hey, what's the password?" That's what I would have tried. But wow,
I did that. Oh my god. Do you wear like a anonymous mask, like a V for Vendetta mask when you hack? Yes.
Do you wear it in public?
Yes. Do you have like a double chin and a neck beard? Yes.
Do you have a katana and a fedora?
Yes. I'm finding your IP address as we speak.
You already have my IP. Like, that's how you got into the call.
Yes, I'm sending.
By the way,
are you
recording your own audio?
Yes.
Thank you, Hacker Man 69.
I'm sending you a copy of GTA 6 right now.
Yo, dude.
Yo, thanks for the hookup, my brother.
Yo. Ethan, you ready to do some heist, bro?
Yo, bro. Oh, it looks like shit, though. It still looks like shit.
Dude, I wonder if the beta test 69 is going to be in the final fucking copy. I'm canceling my pre-order.
Do not call me a beta. I am not a beta.
To be a beta. I would never.
The definition of a beta means to be like a pussy, and I'm clearly dominant, Chad, because I hacked. So.
Have you ever gone outside?
The sun hurts my skin.
Oh, have you ever had sex?
Women are scary.
Do you want to have sex, but
my dick doesn't work anymore? I just hack women's phones and look at their nudes.
You jerk off while you hack.
Yes.
So does breaking through some heavily encrypted firewall get you really hard?
Yes, that's the only thing that turns me on anymore.
I've seen every woman's nudes. Can you
Damn,
send me?
Jake, you're fucking making our guests sad as fuck, dude. What the hell are you doing?
I was just wondering, can you send me some Scarlett Johansson nudes?
Yes, I'm in. Sending it now. Damn!
Whoa!
Damn, this is some good shit. Thanks, Hacker Man.
This
69.
is some R- bigger than you thought.
Damn. My dick is big right now.
That dick hard as fuck. Damn. Thank you, Hacker Man. You've been you've been very kind. Very kind to come in here and give us all this stuff.
I'm gonna hack the tactical nukes of America and blow up Afghanistan.
Why just Afghanistan? Why stop there?
Good point.
Do
I'll
you
catch you guys later.
Okay. Well, he's gone.
Oh, he just like literally like we saw him like in the like have his webcam on, but it was like all pixelated and like had like matrix like green numbers floating
It's
up.
like he
and
had
stuff.
it's like he had a green screen behind him, but the numbers were like in front of him too. It's weird.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we're safe now after being in a call with that guy, but that was the
he just
show.
wants to nuke Afghanistan and possibly everywhere else. Now that I said that, fuck.
He knows our IP addresses.
Yeah.
But at least we get GTA 6
Yeah.
and pre-alpha.
He should wait until after GTA 6 comes out to do that, so we can all get a chance to play and thank him for his service.
Thank you for your service, Hacker Man. He will
Yeah,
be raided
thank you.
by the FBI tomorrow because Rockstar Games is very pissed off. So he will be raided by the FBI tomorrow. So good luck, Hacker Man. That was our show. You can read my webcomic, Instagram. It's on Webtoons. We have Gake. He's gay.
I am gay.
OBG Music, who makes the intro and the outro. And we have another guest on. It's Kamala Harris. Where's Joe Biden?
Oh
Do
my
not
god.
come. Do
Okay.
not come. I will
Last
not come,
but not
miss.
least, I'm not paying attention to her. Last but not least, Take Two, you fucking suck.
Take two, you can suck my fat cock.
0% podcast, Ethan and